YouTube, Dawson Rider here with my review of BCR Series 08 RabbitTank Sparking. So the first significant upgrade of build, it's like the Super Saiyan Pepsi form. It's pretty neat. Spoiler alert, it still contains the same complaint I have about these figures, which is running through all of them, which is, you know, no head articulation, which is disappointing. But if we set that aside, it's a pretty solidly and decently looking figure. That sentence didn't make any sense. Solidly looking. It's a pretty solid and decent looking figure. There we go. And I don't know why, both for the thumbnail and the beginning of this review, I have him in this weird, like, he's about to rap pose. I don't know, it's harder to come up with unique poses for these since their heads don't move. Like, that sounds stupid, but the box just fell. But that really does make all the difference. I mention it all the time in figure reviews and in, like, various mecha reviews where they leave that possible. It just adds personality to it. But you pretty much know the articulation by now, so I'll save that for a second. But look-wise, he's pretty solid. I mean, he gets the job done. He's actually got nice little bits of actual, like, sparkling look to it, which is really nice. The colors are mostly consistent. Like, I don't see any huge discrepancies that really stand out in my head, which is always nice. He's just overall pretty solid. You got kind of a bare bones painted version of the can there. You just have the two little eyes. I wish they had filled that in a little bit more, but I guess it makes sense because, like, the front of this is also silver. But just like a smidge more detail would do something. But that's usually not a huge deal for me on these because most of the rider belts have remained largely unpainted on other lines in a similar vein. But you have pretty similar articulation. You do have a little bit of clashing of the spikes up here, but nothing too major. But it's a pretty solidly articulated figure. Again, it's just the head. And again, I'm sorry it's just repeating myself with these, but come on. And I was actually really hoping that they would fix that for this. The only reason I thought about that is because in Ghost's line, I believe it was Grateful, that you got like another Ghost hoodie that actually fixed one of the problems from the Ghost figures in this vein where they had those large molded hoodies, and it actually gave you one that slid back, and they also did that for Boost and Necrom, and I was hoping that maybe they'd course correct with this one and potentially have it so you could do that, but it was a pipe dream. You know, there was nothing in any of the pictures that indicated it. But you can swap with this, which is something they haven't done in the show yet. I don't remember if there was any scans that show that he can do this with this, or if it's like a Fang Joker type deal. But for now, you can do sort of fanfic forms. I'm just going real basic and doing regular RabbitTank with Sparkling one. You probably saw this in the Line Cleaner review, but I'm going to mention it again. Be careful with this. My RabbitTank had somebody fall on top of him. You know how it is. And this bent is going to take a while to go back to normal. Just be careful because then it can be permabent, or at least mostly permabent. And also, you know, it could break. So just be careful of that. But yeah, I think that's kind of a cool what if. I think that looks kind of neat, actually, the side-by-side. I'll be interested to see if he does it in the show. Like I said, it could end up being a Fang Joker. This one just doesn't look like it gels quite as well. That didn't mean that to rhyme, but there's just something about this one that gels more for me. Could be my imagination, but still, that's kind of neat. This looks like what his form would look like if he had his own Mighty Brothers Double X for whatever reason. So, yeah. Anyway, overall, my same opinion about these. If you really, really want a figure of this and you can't wait for figure arts, they're decently fun to mix and match. But otherwise, the head articulation is just holding it back for me. It's just, they're so close to being really fun. Like, they're fun. Like, I like mixing and matching these, and it gives you a good opportunity to get some they might not have figure arts for, but it's just, it's so close. But this is pretty fun just to do this. Anyway, that's about it. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Dawson Rider, signing out.